Good morning, everyone. This is Sukhbir Dhillon, CEO of Addteq. Today, we're going to talk about Excellentable. Excellentable provides spreadsheet-like functionality on top of Confluence. So, how does Excellentable came into existence? A few years ago, when we started using Atlassian tools, we felt a need for using more dynamic tables where user can do more than just creating static tables. We internally had a need for writing stories and calculating the sum of the values, uh, and we came up with an idea: why not create something which can help everybody, and people really need a spreadsheet-like tool which sits on top of Confluence, and so you can get the best of both worlds. So we released Excellentable 1.0 with minimal set of functionalities. Then we kept adding more functionalities, and Excellentable 3.0 was when it got converted into a full-fledged spreadsheet and of what it is today. So a typical Confluence page looks like this. It has some content. Then you may have some table in it. Then you may have some more content. And there's a possibility of another table after that. And then you may have a conclusion in the end. And as you notice, in both the tables, I have some sections with question mark, and I may need to do some calculation over here and find the values. And when I do that, I may need something a little more advanced than a static table. So Excellentable, embedding of Excellentable in a Confluence page is very simple. All you gotta do is go into the edit mode of Confluence page. You can insert a macro from the top corner of Confluence through the toolbar where it shows the plus icon, or you can enter the Excellentable macro by using curly braces. As soon as you enter that, you are in the edit mode of Excellentable. So I copy pasted the table I was on before, and I started typing the formula. And as I start typing the cells, it automatically fills that up for me. I can merge cells. I can change the font type, make it bold, italic. I can change the font color. I can change the background. And I can select any of the fonts available. There are about 20 fonts available and supported by Excellentable as of today. Once you save and exit, you come into the view mode and you can see the Excellentable shows below the regular table you had over there. Now in this Excellentable, you have options to highlight cells if you need. You can search in the search bar on top. And if you export, the toolbar you see on top, it hides itself automatically. There are a few other buttons to share the search. The question mark will take you to the Excellentable support site. What does Excellentable support out of the box? So it supports editing in the browser. You don't have to download any application in a silo to work on it. You can open your favorite browser and start editing it. Excellentable supports all the major browsers as of today. It supports over 408 formulas. And it integrates with all the different spreadsheet software available out there, be it Microsoft Excel, Google Spreadsheet, Quip, and any other spreadsheet software which can give you a file which can be imported into Excellenttable. Recently, we did a multi-sheet release. In multi-sheet, you can add as many sheets to Excellenttable. Versioning is out of the box. As you keep adding more content to your Excellenttable, and as you save your Excellenttable, it'll automatically version it. You don't have to do anything specific. You can easily go and restore the versions as you feel. Formatting, you can do rich formatting in Excellenttable. You can change the color, add different table options, which can automatically design your table. And if you are importing a sheet which also has formatting in it, Excellenttable will preserve that for you. And when you export it and somebody opens it in Excel, it'll preserve it as it is. So let's go to the demo section. We are releasing a newer version of Excellenttable this evening, and I'll use that as a demo. And anybody who has Excellenttable in their environment, and you can download the latest version. So I created an Excellenttable before with just one row and column. This is how it looks like as of today. And let me take a sheet and import it into Excellenttable. So when I imported another spreadsheet in Excellenttable, it gives me option. Either I want to append to existing sheet or I want to replace existing sheet. So let's replace the existing sheet. And here it is. It brought all the formatting I already had in this sheet, and then also I had another sheet which also got imported along with it. I can start working on it, add another sheet. And I have everything available. I can save. And for some reason, if I feel that whatever I saved and whatever I entered in it is incorrect, so let me mess this section up. Save it again. On the top right side, you have a history section. As soon as you click on that, it gives you the different versions you were saving. You can click through it and it can take you to those versions. To restore a version, I can click on restore and it brings me back to that version and brings me back into the edit mode. On the top right side corner, you can also see how many users are editing it. So we are still working in a QA environment. You can see I have this same Excellenttable opened on 2 different locations on my desktop, and you can see my image on the top right corner. And it will automatically give a color to the user when the new user comes in. And I'll talk more about that towards the end of this webinar. What is the purpose of adding a color around the user's avatar? But the first thing is to identify if you have more than single person on the same spreadsheet editing at the same time. So let's save and exit. And here is my spreadsheet with everything in it, and also the additional sheets I added on top of that. Besides this, if I want to search something, Excellenttable gives me an option to search in the spreadsheet, and I can share that search with other users just by a single click. And as soon as I share this, the person I tag into this spreadsheet will receive an email same way how you will share somebody a Confluence page. But when they come to this page, they will see it exactly filtered out of the content which I was looking at. And if the user wants to see everything, all they gotta do is clear the search and they get back to the normal spreadsheet. So there are over 2,800 add-ons in the Atlassian marketplace as of today, doing various different, adding various different functionalities for your daily activity. But Excellenttable will soon become the first add-on to support collaborative editing. For those who are not familiar with the collaborative editing released by Atlassian in late 2015, so collaborative editing allows users to edit the same Confluence page at the same time. So you can have about 20 people editing the same Confluence page without overstepping on each other. So you could be in a meeting room where you have 20 people or less, and everybody can basically collaborate on the same Confluence page and then save and exit without getting worried about merging their changes and so on and so forth. Excellenttable will support the same thing. You can have multiple users in the same Excellenttable working on same sheet or different sheets. It will keep track of all that, and when you save, you have the complete spreadsheet in totality. Let me show you a simple example. So here's a spreadsheet we have in our R&D environment. So first user comes in and starts typing the name and alter egos, and you see on the top right corner another user entered into the spreadsheet, and the first user, which is me, and it flagged on top of that with S, is filling in the information. And you can see another user, G, started filling out the information, and you can see on the other screen on the right hand side, you can see the name of the other user as well. So as these users are typing, you will always see the first initial of the user who is in your spreadsheet as well. So that way you can avoid overstepping on the same cell at the same time. So not only that, we actually also opened the environment to to a public, so people who are in this webinar, you can also log into webinar.excellenttable.com. That will give you a random name as of today, and you can collaborate on that same spreadsheet. That's in development, and the reason we opened it to everybody, that if you find something which you feel is lacking, we'll be more than happy to resolve it. The more feedback we receive from you, the better it is, and we can make the product better. Let me also open that same screen you have. I see a bunch of different people in this sheet. You can enter information. It's the focus in this as of now is to be able to support collaborative editing. While people are playing around with this and finding any possible questions or concerns, we'll open the questions. So the first question I have is, you talk about browser support. What are your experience with older IE like 9 or 10? I have some customers who are still using these versions. We didn't try IE 9 or 10, but you brought in a good point. I'll take a note of that and we will try that out and provide information on that. And we'll also create a knowledge base article listing out the support of different browsers. One question was, can you switch to full screen? And I just did. Next question we got is, the cursor is acting funky and it's putting a single quote at the front of whatever I type. Let me try that as well. This is a new item equals to D. Yes, that's right. So that's in, since this is already in an alpha state, there are some quirky issues like those, which one of them you found out, and thanks for bringing that up. We will resolve it as soon as possible. The next question by Betsy is, when I correct it and hit enter, it briefly shows the expected result and then it disappears. That's a known issue we have, and we're working on resolving that issue. So to give you a little bit background on collaborative editing, is when users are typing, as soon as you move from one cell to another cell, we load the complete sheet for you. And while loading the complete sheet, we preserve what you're typing on that particular cell, because that's the cell important to you at that instant in time. And I believe that part is still a little buggy, because saving that in a variable and bringing that variable back is causing some issue. How many maximum current users are going to be supported? So Confluence added an upper limit of about 20 users to be concurrent. And we have also noticed that as the number of users go up at the same time, it starts acting a little laggy. So we are still doing some regression on Excellentable, and we will define an upper limit on it. I believe the upper limit may still be around 20 users. And as we get better and better, as the performance improves, we will start increasing that upper limit. But to begin with, I will say 20 users would be a good starting point. The next question is by Amanda saying, can you import an image? Yes, you can import an image. Excellentable supports you to add an image anywhere in the Excellentable. You can move that image around. We have not seen a whole lot of use cases, but we have seen some customers using images within the Excellentable, and it supports it as of today. If the image is too big, it will go beyond the viewport of Excellentable. That may be a challenge for you at that point. So you might have to, if you want image to stick within the viewport, you can resize the image once the image is imported. We have another question by Florian. Excuse me if I said that incorrectly. Do you see changes right on Confluence page or after saving the sheet? So once you enable collaborative editing, we will change the concept of save to publish. So while you're editing it, you are in a live mode, and people who are viewing Confluence page will not see that till you publish your live mode. And you can publish your live mode as frequently as possible or not so frequently as possible, but it'll only push that. So while you're editing something, and if you don't have to worry about that, those changes may be reflected right away. All right, there's another question by Florian. Do you have experiences with approval workflows from Kamala workflow? So the Kamala workflow works with the Confluence page. You can still use that as it is. Excellentable doesn't take the benefit of it as of today. The only other plugin we integrate in totality as of today is the Scroll PDF, K15T Scroll PDF plugin. So if you're using Scroll PDF plugin to take extensive custom PDF outputs from Confluence, Excellentable supports that. And once Excellentable becomes a full-featured add-on, we will start looking at other add-ons which we can integrate with, and Kamala workflow is one of those which we will definitely look into. Next question is by Manisha. The question we have is, could we insert JIRA items in those tables? Right now, Excellentable doesn't support any HTML entities. We have that in our backlog. So after we release collaborative editing, which we are targeting to release around Summit, the Summit is from 12 to 14, and we are targeting to release Excellentable by September 8th. we are targeting to release collaborative editing by September 8th. And after that, we will be focusing on pivot tables. So pivot table will let you derive more information like any other spreadsheet does. Uh, and then we will start looking at bringing JIRA and other HTML entities you may need. So the long-term goal is if you should be able to use Excellentable like your storyboard, and you should also be able to create JIRA issues from within Excellentable, and it should keep that in sync. So when user goes in a view mode and those JIRA issues are resolved, you should also be able to see the status of those issues. Another question, the follow-up question by Florian is, but your sheets are attachments at this page, isn't it? Excellentable sheets are not attachments in a page. They put data in Confluence like how a Confluence page does. So any text content in Excellentable, along with any binary data, which is images, goes right inside your Confluence. So you don't have to worry about attachments. You don't have to worry about security. So if somebody, whatever security you have in your Confluence page automatically gets inherited by Excellentable. So you don't have to worry about separate security permissions. How do Confluence, another question by Florian, how do Confluence search results for table content looks like? Unfortunately, we have not built in the Confluence search with the table yet. That's an action item for us, and it's sitting in our backlog. We were focusing more on providing the functionality first, and then other search capabilities and integrations. All right, so another question is also by Florian, that the search result is a page. Yes, so you have an Excellentable in a page, and you're searching Confluence, just basic Confluence search, it will not dig into Excellentable as of this time. The only time you are searching in an Excellentable as of today is when you search in the search box, which automatically appears on top of Excellentable. But the global search will be coming soon. There's another question by Jeff. Can you show how the Confluence page looks like when the Excel sheet with a lot of data, with filters on all of the columns? Yes, I can quickly do that. So let's go to the same sheet. Let me copy and paste this. Few times, and let me also style it a little bit. Can insert a table. So this is a Confluence page where I added more data than what I had before, and the filter automatically appears when I insert a table, or I can just insert a filter if I don't want to style it. So as you can see, when I click on the drop-down icon on a filter, it automatically picks up the unique items and shows me how I can filter those out. So let's see, I'm only interested in finding about apples. So I can select apple, and it automatically filter that out. And since this is a view mode filter, if I refresh this page, this filter will disappear. So let's see so let's say if I want to have my filter persist even if I'm in the view mode, I can do the same thing in the edit mode. In this case, I want to see items with 30 and 45. Save. So now this filter is applied in the edit mode. So regardless of how many times I refresh this page or come back to it, this filter will persist. And let me also apply a filter in the view mode, which is only applied to that instance, which means if I come back to this page tomorrow, that filter would not persist. The next question is by Jeff. How does the freeze pane work? To freeze a pane, let me remove the filter first. So let's say I want to freeze the pane for the name and size. I go to first cell. I freeze the pane. So as soon as I freeze the pane, you see there is a black line which appears right after the pane which was frozen, and that pane sticks there. And when I save and exit, it also persists in the view mode. Here I don't have enough data. Let me add some more data to it. All right, so now I have more data than my viewport. So you can see I can scroll, but my row one still persists. Next question is by Florian. What option does the table macro have? Can you disable the lines to show just the clean image view on table? I'm not sure I understood this question. If you can rephrase it, but I'll try to interpret what I understood was if you're saying, can I show a clean image in the edit mode of the Confluence page? So as of today, when you go to in the edit mode, you see an Excellenttable logo where you embedded the macro. Not only that, it gives you two options when you are trying to edit an Excellenttable. You can edit right from on the top left corner of the Excellenttable, which directly takes you in the edit mode, or you go into the Confluence edit mode and you click on Excellentable and it brings you to the same location. But to add to that, since the edit mode is little restrictive, we are planning at some point in 2018 to replace the Excellentable logo in the edit mode with some relevant data to give the user idea of what's inside that Excellentable. The follow-up question from Florian is, I thought there might be a macro parameters where I could hide all surrounding control elements or line to just get a clean view. So the question is that if I want to see a table in this view, and as a user you don't want to see the control elements on top, right now we don't have that built in. We can make that as part of the Excellentable edit mode in the future releases, where you can switch that flag and it can disable those, but it can go similar lines along with. So you have ABC 1, 2, 3, and sometimes you don't want to see that. We implemented that functionality where you can say view rows and column header. So you see, as I'm doing that, it's highlighting my row header with red. Now if I exit out of this, you can see my ABC and 1, 2, 3 is removed. So even though this is a spreadsheet in rendered, you don't see the spreadsheet elements. There's another thing I wanted to highlight, was there might be some confusion that why I'm seeing additional columns when I only have data in two columns. It's because you have other sheets which are more than that, and that's why that is coming in. So let me create a clean new spreadsheet. Do it on the same. Let's create a new page with a new spreadsheet. Save. So you see, this one only has 3 columns and not 6 columns as we were seeing before. If I don't want to see the third column as well, I can remove the columns and it'll only show me 2. Can you already create graphs or charts with that table data? So this question also from Florian, can you create graphs? We don't have graph support at this point. As I said, our next initiative will be pivot tables and pick list, and that will pretty much take the next quarter, and then we will be focusing on graphs, which users should be able to not only create graph within the Excellentable, but should also be able to create a graph within the page. So you might have a page in Excellentable before you might have a page and you have an Excellentable in there, and you want to create a graph outside of the Excellentable. So when you export it to a PDF or something, it renders out beautifully. It will support that at that point. There's another question by Manisha. I think the control panel at the top is able to edit. What if user just want to have a read-only view? Why will they still see the controls? So the control on top, they follow the Confluence controls, which means if the user has an edit view over here, they will automatically see an edit in Excellentable. If you want to remove the edit functionality, you can go to page restrictions. And let's say I change myself to, I can't change my, since I'm the author of this page, it won't let me do that. But if I'm only the viewer of this page, I won't get this edit option, and this edit option will also disappear. So as long as user is able to edit a page, they will be able to edit the Excellentable. All right, that looks like all the questions we have. We'll wait for 3 more questions and also suggestions anybody may have. And while we are waiting for a few more questions, we also released Excellentable Cloud for the Confluence Cloud a couple of weeks ago. It is minimum functionality as of today. So right now you can create an Excellentable and you can view it. It doesn't have the extensive export, import, and the PDF capability. But right after the collaborative editing release, we will be porting all the Excellentable server functionality to Excellentable Cloud as well. All right. Thanks for joining the webinar. And any question, feel free to respond to the survey you'll receive. And also within your Excellentable, on the top right corner of the Excellentable, there is a question mark which brings you directly to the Excellentable knowledge base, and it also lets you create any issues you may find, and we'll address them as they come in. Thank you all for attending today's Excellentable webinar. And as I said over and over again, your feedback is most important to us. Any feedback you provide helps us improve the product, and that's our objective. And please fill in the survey. That'll help us improve it further. Thanks for joining in today. Have a good day.